You can't go out of the town because you're still, they consider you a child, which you are. But they let you go if you have a sword, or unless you can transform into something else that allows you to get out. But you're still a kid. Can't take up our mask. And the only thing that I can do, Mark of the Lad, Twilight of the Spirits, a PS2 game about humans versus Deimos. Human type intelligent characters, a forbidden love, a twin brother of each race, one human, one your path to fight for the race and the evil. It's gonna be my first. For streaming? You're gonna do streaming too? I can't wait to see that because it seems interesting. It sounds like well, it's not really, because it doesn't deal with demons and all that stuff, but there was a game that I found accidentally when I was a kid. It's called Tolinico. I can't even say the second part. Oh, let me know when you do that so I can pop in and check, help you out, point you in the right direction. But yeah, there's that old PS2 game that I was playing. I got really far into it, but I think because I played it really incorrectly, that when it came to one of the boss fights, it either the game was really scratched and stuff like that. Will do. Let me know and I'll gladly step in. But yeah, it did get into like the PS3 era of games. But the version that I got was PS2. Well, no, it didn't have a PS2 version on the PS3. It was released on PS2, but by the time I got to it, it was pretty much like no more copies really existed. It was like a collector's edition of it, and it was a really fun game because you end up it's really a Japanese type game where it like gives you the choice to level up, like RPGs and everything, but romance the characters. It's like that there isn't a lot of games now really that do that. There are some, but not a lot. And that to me was just an awesome game, just because it did talk about like prostitution and all that stuff, but it didn't really like openly call it prostitution. It was called Tonin. It's a game based on music. I'll try to find the name of it because I can't say it. It's very Tolinico. Is the second one. I never got to play the first one, but yeah. Yeah, he's desperately trying to kill that balloon. Oh, maybe it's Tonlinico? I was close. So this is how it's spelled. Tonlico? But whatever. The second game, I played that one, and it's a very interesting RPG, but the whole premise is that you as the main character live in a world where the female race, there's a small percentage of them that can that have like a special power to them, and it allows them to in sense, dive into the conscience of whoever they are in link with. It can easily be done, really, but they treat it more like a form of like prostitution, where the women do that for the men and women, of course, but it's more men that do it. And because of that, in the city, when down in the future, they pretty much like, there's some people that are against it, but some that are like, it's for your health, why wouldn't you do it? The women expose themselves to the psyche of men to try to please them in a way where it doesn't actually require like physical interaction, but you as the main character use that as a means as trying to help other women that have become, I guess, like corrupt in a sense, and you help restore their psyche to the point where they're like no longer corrupt, because they have powers. Basically they can cast magic and all that stuff, but because they can't control themselves, they become a threat to society. So you and your partner, depending on who you want to go, like which route you want to go to, have to work together to help these girls get their psyche back. And really, your main character ends up becoming what he is today because he wanted to help his friend find her sister. So he became a knight in order to help her, his friend, find her sister. It's a really like it's a very like weird game, because you're not used to that whole idea of like RPGs and trying to romance characters and all that stuff, but overall it really got my attention because I got invested to it. I wanted to know like what happened to her sister, and you wanted to be a part of her world. Oh, there we go. I almost didn't make that. Yeah, it's kind of sad because it's now it's like it's a PS2 game and they're not gonna. I really hope that, like I'm saying, I really encourage like old indie game companies, well not indie games, but like old gaming companies to push their old games into newer systems, because there's a lot of games that a lot of us didn't try, but I know for a fact like now if we have access to them on a PS3 or PS4 or PS5, we would play it. Like I for sure, it's like even now like, I'm playing on a Wii U, playing a N64 game on it. That's like a big sign to you, like yes, people will do this. There are people that will enjoy this. Just do it. But it is a strange game, and I don't blame you if you end up being like you're a weirdo for liking that game. But I loved it just because it really touched you once you get farther into the game and you know what you know. But that is about it. That's all I can really do. Now it's just to wait for the fall of the moon. It's really interesting, a little game, just because if you do that to your partner and that's the way to, one, get closer to them, and two, increase their power. So it really is like very interesting because it encourages you to really interact with the characters and try to get as much dialogue from them. It also made you pair them up together in a specific way, like groups, because you play as 2 attackers and 2 mage people. And I put him with the princess of the whole town, and I kind of regret that because As when it came to the choice of me trying to pick who do I want to be with, I ended up going with the princess just because as a knight you're supposed to stick to your job, you know? Because once your job goes away, it's like, what are you gonna do? It's not like your friend's gonna be there to help you up, and you end up finding out that she was pretty much using you, so, but for a good reason. She was trying to find her sister, so she used you, but not really used you. Like, she put up an act, and the end of it, she tries to like win him over again, but you know. That's why I'm so invested into that game. But again, there were some aspects of the game where I'm just like, I should have not played this as a kid. But I won't go into details of that. If you look it up and see a video, just don't question me. I'm sorry. It's a very fun game for it being an RPG, trying to get you to connect to people, you know, that kind of thing. But that other thing, it's like once you'll know what I mean, and you're gonna be like, of course, of course. But I do remember playing that game and just going so far, you know. I'll be here. I just have to wait for the damn door to open, and that's until midnight. Oh, there went the music. There goes the bell. Here comes the end. My only friend, the end. Oh, okay, so you're doing that. Still time there, so if anything I can mute. Oh, God. Good, good. All good. All the goods. One more, two more. Wait, I can do time. 3 more hours. 2 more hours. Apparently I can't do time. But I really didn't. The cool thing about this game that I didn't know before is that it is a 24-hour clock right there. So you have the hour hand on top, and then the minute hand going around the sun. But it is a fast going clock, but that's, again, there are certain things that I didn't know the first time that I do know now, that will really help you. But again, once we get there, we'll go into detail what that means. There we go. Maybe depending, I don't know, because I don't think I'll be fast enough to really play 2 of these games. This one isn't too long. The other one is just because I'm trying to like get all the Skulltulas and everything. But here there isn't, well, there are Skulltulas, but again, we'll think about it when it comes to it. Yes, I know, don't stop me. Gotta remember that it's the left bottom trigger, not the right bottom trigger. Sis. Ah, Tail. We've been looking for you two. Hey, Skull Kid. What if you get that mask you're wearing back now? Hey, come on. Are you listening? Swamp, mountain, ocean, canyon. Sorry, the 4 who are there. Bring them here. Don't speak out of line, stupid fairy. No, what are you doing to my brother? Skull Kid, do you still think that you're our friend after that? Well, whatever. Even if they were to come now, they wouldn't be able to handle me. Just look above you. If something that can be stopped, just try to stop it. That face just seems like it. The noise it would make would be something like. Sorry, such a weirdo. Making noises to things that don't have noises is always funny. Got the ocarina back. Ocarina. You are already living in this land of Hyrule, aren't you? Even though it's only a short time, it feels like I've known you forever. I'll never forget the days we spent together in Hyrule, and I believe in my heart that a day will come when I shall meet you again. Until that day comes, please take this. I am praying. I am praying that your journey will be a safe one. If something should happen to you, remember this song. Oh, I can play this. I can play the ocarina. Just give me a second. Doesn't help that you look at the Pro controller and this controller, and both the analog sticks are on top, but on the Pro controller, it's one up here and one down here. So that kind of threw me out. I'm gonna see if I can. Actually, I can do that right now. Controller settings. Let's see. No, we don't want that. Need that. We want this, and we this. Oh. Nope, it doesn't seem like I can control it. That's fine. It's not, but just getting used to it. Goddess of Time is protecting you. You play the Song of Time. Snap out of it. What are you doing, lost in memories? Get yourself together. Getting that old ocarina back isn't gonna help us. Somebody, anybody, Goddess of Time, help us, please. We need more time. And you shall get it once I equipped it. Huh? When did you get that instrument? There's some black to it, I think. I usually like to play around with it to hear it. But again, you can't really complain. I can't be crystal perfect. Travel back in time. Get beat around. Get treated like garbage. Even though we're not. And now to get creeped out by the old man in purple tights. What just happened? Everything has... started over? Gotta have fun in your own ways. Wait, that's it. Your instrument. The masked salesman said that if you get the precious thing that was stolen from you, he could return it to you. So normal. Did you completely forget or what? So one thing that you can do, that if you talk to the right people and they tell you, they basically tell you that if you play the song backwards, oh no, that's not backwards. That's not backwards. No. Oh. Yeah. A. No. Right. A. Right. Down. Down. Well, doesn't help that I can't even remember the damn thing. So simple. We'll start. Well, I do know it. It's just that it doesn't help that I'm playing on a controller that is different. Down, A, right, down, A, right. So by doing this, if you talk to the scarecrow, it'll tell you, hey, did you know that if you play a certain song that controls time backwards, you can slow down time? And that helps you immensely. Because if you end up playing it in normal time, you literally can't do anything. Because so much of the time you're going around talking to people, trying to stop them from, well, trying to interact with them, and that takes time. And then going to places and all that stuff, it also takes time. But with that little song right there, just play backwards. Instead of going back to the first day, you get so much more.